are starting Bulgarian Lesson 1. This will be a review of the class we already held over Zoom. It will include some of the Zoom meeting as well as some additional explanation and grammar exercises which I will provide here for those who were absent. Bulgarian, Bulgarski, is written in the Cyrillic alphabet. Alphabet in Bulgarian is azbuka. Azbuka. Anyway, Bulgarian is written in the Cyrillic alphabet, the same alphabet in which Russian is written. The correspondence between the letters and sounds in Bulgarian is very close to that of Russian, but not identical. Once students who know Russian have adjusted to the minor differences, they will find Bulgarian very easy to read. Students who are encountering the Cyrillic alphabet for the first time should not despair. It is not as hard as it looks. Indeed, it will be considerably easier to learn to read Bulgarian than it was to learn to read English. One of the reasons for this is that, with very few exceptions, every Bulgarian letter always stands for the same sound. Furthermore, every sound is always rendered by the same Bulgarian letter. Once the correspondence between letter and sound is learned, therefore, one is able to read and to write Bulgarian. With that being said, we're going to page 7, where we're going to look at the alphabet. The Bulgarian alphabet. Българската азбука. We are going to review and learn the whole Bulgarian alphabet here. The first letter, първата буква means letter, is the letter A. And the word in Bulgarian that starts with the letter A is autobus. In class, we reviewed some additional words that also start with the letter A, like the female name Anna, also актриса, which means female actress. The next letter, следващата буква, буквата is the letter B. And the Bulgarian word that starts with the letter B is banya, which means bath, bathroom. The next letter, следващата буква, буквата is the letter V. And one very important word we all should learn to say in Bulgarian is the word voda that starts with the letter V, which means water. The next letter, следващата буква, буквата G. And the word in Bulgarian that starts with the letter G is gura, which means forest. The next letter the next letter from the alphabet is the letter D. And the Bulgarian word that starts with the letter D is den, which means day. The next letter, следващата буква, буквата E. The Bulgarian word that starts with E is езеро, which means a lake. Also, the female Bulgarian name Elena. That's a very popular Bulgarian name. The next letter is the letter J. That is hard to pronounce for English-speaking people. And there are luckily plenty of words that starts with J. In class, we learned the word jaba, which means frog. There is another word that starts with J, which is život, that means life. Also, the word желязо, which means iron, start with the letter J. Следващата буква, the next letter, буквата Z. And one very favorite word of mine that starts with the letter Z is звезда, which means star. Следващата буква е буквата I, and the word in Bulgarian that starts with the letter E is igla, which means needle. Следващата буква, the next letter, е буквата I кратко. We did not look at the letter I кратко in class. We will look at it today. We encountered the letter I кратко in the exclamation A, which is composed of E plus I кратко. A. The Bulgarian word that starts with I кратко is the word yod, which means iodine. Следващата буква, the next letter, is the letter K. And the Bulgarian word that starts with the letter K is книга, which means book. Следващата буква, the next letter, is the letter L. And the Bulgarian word that starts with the letter L is lampa, which means lamp. Следващата буква, the next letter, е буквата M, is the letter M. And the word that starts with the letter M is море, which means sea. Следващата буква е буквата N. And the Bulgarian word that starts with N is нощ, which means night. Now in class we looked at a different word, which is nos, which means nose. Следващата буква е буквата O. And the Bulgarian word, българската дума, which starts with the letter O is око, which means eye. Следващата буква е буквата P. The Bulgarian word that starts with P would be put, which means road, path. Also my name, Paulina, starts with the letter P. Следващата буква, the next letter, е буквата R. This is hard to pronounce for English-speaking people, but with practice you will get there. The Bulgarian word that starts with the letter R would be ръка, which means both hand and arm. In class we looked at another word, риба, which also starts with the letter R. Следващата буква е буквата С. And the word that starts with S is слънце, which means sun. In class, we looked at a different word. We looked at the word sestra, which means Sara. Now in Bulgarian, there is only one letter for the sound S, which is the letter S. Whereas in English, we have C and S. Следващата буква е буквата Т. And the word that starts with the letter T is трапеза, which means table set for food. The word трапеза is more like a festive table set for food, not just an everyday table set for food. Трапеза is a beautiful word. The next letter that we will learn today, следващата буква, която ще научим днес, е буквата U. And today we're going to learn a different word starting with U, which is ulica, which means street. Ulica, street. Now in class we learned the word utro, which means very early in the morning. Utro. But we're adding another word today. That is the word ulica, street. That is an important word to know. Следващата буква, the next letter, е буквата F. There are not a lot of words that starts with that letter, actually. I can think of the name Philip that starts with the letter F. Also, fabrica, which means factory. Fabrica, which means factory, also starts with the letter F. Следващата буква, now that's an interesting one, is the letter H. Това е буквата H. And in class, we did not look at that letter. The letter H looks like the English X. And a Bulgarian word that starts with the letter H is хляб, which means bread. The next letter, следващата буква, е буквата Ц. And the word that starts with Ц in Bulgarian is цвете, which means flower. Следващата буква, the next letter, е буквата Ч. And one important word we all should know is the word чадър. That starts with the letter Ch, чадър, which means umbrella. The next letter, следващата буква, е буквата Ш. Again, there are not a lot of words that starts with the letter Sh. I can think of Shadravan, which means fountain. Another word I can think of is the word школа, which means school, more like an old-fashioned word, школа, for school. Следващата буква, the next letter, is шт. That is not, this kind of sound, шт, does not exist in English, so we just have to practice. Luckily, we have a beautiful word in Bulgarian starting with the letter št, which is щастие, which means happiness. Следващата буква, the next letter, is my favorite. This is the letter U. And the one word that we can practice and write to learn the letter U is ugel, which means corner. If you write ugel 5 times and write and say ugel 5 times, you will learn the letter really well. Следващата буква, the next letter, е буквата U. Oh, you got me here. Right now, I cannot think of a word that starts with U, but oh yes, I know one. This is юнак. This means hero, more like a brave young man. This юнак, this word is used more like in fairy tales or folk tales. Юнак. If someone can come up with a Bulgarian word that starts with U and put that in the comments on the Facebook page where I would post this alphabet as well, that would be great. And the last letter is the letter Ya. That is one very important letter. Sofia, the capital of Bulgaria, ends to the letter Ya. Sofia. Another beautiful Bulgarian female name starts with the letter Ya. This is the name Yana. Another word that starts with the letter Ya would be yastreb, which means hawk. Now we're going to switch to Zoom and you will hear how one of our students, Megan, reads the text on page 17. Od Varna za Sofia.
Go ahead.
All right. От Varna za Sofia. Milena, Dimitar, Angel, David и Julie. Pătuvat za Sofia от Varna. And then I wasn't going to read the names as I went through. Is that okay?
That's okay. That's okay. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. Тръгваме най-после. Вие за къде пътувате? За София. А вие? И аз пътувам за София. Как се казвате? Аз се казвам Димитър Стойков. А тя? Казвам се Милена. Милена Стойкова. Откъде сте? От Варна ли сте? Да. Ние сме от Варна. А вие господище? That's the one.
Госпожице.
Gospojice. I have said that 400 times in the last day.
That's okay. Don't worry. The easiest word, we're going to go to the alphabet after. The easiest word, I'm going to interrupt you for a second to learn the letter J. Do you see this, Lisa, here? J, this one?
Yes.
Yeah, J is to learn the word Jaba, which means a frog.
Funny enough, I do know Java because I love like little frogs and stuff like that. So I've been taught Java. It's something about the full Gospojice.
Gospojice. Yes.
Gospojice. Okay. Аз се казвам Julie Baker. Студентка съм от Америка. И аз съм студент също от Америка. Казвам се David Boyd. От Америка ли сте? Студенти? Много интересно. Ай, откъде духа става течение? Какво е течение? Течение.
Excellent. So, Lisa, by the way, yesterday was our first class, and Megan could not read that. So she learned
Well,
that.
you did a good job.
She did
Thank you.
excellent.
I practiced for so long last night.
Did you try the word tečenie with your boyfriend?
Yes, I read him the full script, and he was like, "What do you mean? Why are we ending here?" He just kind of giggled at me.
Now, before we continue to our Zoom meeting, I want to go over the verb to be, which is a very important verb for us to learn Bulgarian. In the textbook that is on page 19, we will conjugate the verb to be. Аз съм, I am. Аз съм Полина. Ти си, you are. Ти си Megan. Той е, he is. Той е Димитър. Тя е, she is. Тя е Милена. Ние сме, we are. Ние сме студенти. Вие сте, you are. You plural. Вие сте студенти. Вие сте, you formal. Вие сте госпожа Александрова. Те са, they are. Те са учителки. Now we're going to go back to Zoom and see how our students did with the exercises, practicing the verb to be.
So, Megan, I want you to say that, just say awesome Megan.
Awesome, Megan.
Okay, now you to tell me that he is, he is Dimitar.
Joya e Dimitar.
Dimitar, yes, you did the very good job with Dimitar. So
Thank you. I also wrote that one down like 8
know.
times.
So, Lisa, I just wanted to, Dimitar is a good name to practice all these consonants and vowels together. That's a long name. And what I advised Megan do is take the word Dimitar, write it 5 times, even in individual Dimitar, because it's Dimitar. It's a long name and it's all together, right?
Right.
So she did a good job because yesterday she could not say Dimitar and she could not read it, but today she does. So now you're gonna address me and you're gonna tell me in a formal way that you are Paulina. You're just gonna say in a formal way.
So, vie ste Paulina.
Okay. Now we learned the word teacher.
I don't think they can hear
We're gonna learn the word. We learned the word teacher for female, and you're gonna tell me you are a teacher.
Did I write that one down is the question. I don't know if I wrote, excuse me.
That's okay.
Let me write it down. I have Google Translate pulled up too.
So So now we're going back to student, which means male, a male student, and studentka, which means a female student. The same with učitel, new word of the day, teacher, učitel, and učitelka, female teacher. So if you want to tell me, Megan, that you are a teacher, what are you going to say in a formal way?
Vие сте учителка.
Very good. And if I want to tell you in a formal way that you're a student, I'll say, Megan, vие сте студентка. Lisa, vие сте студентка. Now, that vие сте, Lisa, also means you plural, you all, vие сте. So if I want to address both of you, and I want to say, you are students, I will say, vие сте студентки. Because studentka, female student, goes into a plural, studentki. Okay? Now we're going to learn the plural of every noun. Every time we learn a noun, maybe not every noun, but we went over that simple rule. The plural, basically you add an E from the alphabet at the end. But there is a section for that in the book that we're going to go over to with you.
Before we continue with our Zoom meeting, I would like to explain some grammatical concepts for the students who are absent. The first one would be the conjugation of the verbs. All verbs have 6 forms in the present tense. The subject of the verb determines which form is to be used. Here is the present tense conjugation of the verb pătuvam, go, travel. Many other Bulgarian verbs are conjugated according to the same pattern. I want to advise you here that there are a lot of other Bulgarian verbs who are not conjugated the same, but for now we can take that for a true statement. Pătuvam. Аз пътувам, ти пътуваш, той тя пътува, ние пътуваме, вие пътувате, те пътуват. Because the ending of the verb always specifies the verb's subject, personal pronouns are optional in Bulgarian. Now, I did use the personal pronouns here when I conjugated the verb pătuvam. However, you can say аз пътувам, or you can say only pătuvam. It will mean the same thing. Next, we're going to move to the concept of asking questions. We touched on that concept in the classroom. There are 2 ways of asking questions in Bulgarian. This concept in the textbook is on page 20. The first type of questions includes, just like in English, a question word. Any, why, защо, who, кой, where, къде, what, какво. This type of question requests specific information. So the other kind simply asks whether a particular statement is true or not and expects yes or no as an answer. In Bulgarian, just like in English, each type of question has specific word order rules associated with it. So, we're going to look at the first type of asking questions, and we're going to use the question word where, which means къде. За къде пътувате? Where are you going? Вие за къде пътувате? Вие за къде пътувате? The same. Where are you going? The second type of questions use, I like to call it the question particle li. This particle is placed right before a form of the verb some and right after all other verb forms. For example, a statement. Вие пътувате днес. You are traveling today. Вие пътувате ли днес? Are you traveling today? Another example. Вие сте студент. You are a student. Вие студент ли сте? Are you a student? I think you notice that every time you ask a question, just like in any other language, the intonation slightly goes up at the end of the sentence. The next concept that we reviewed, grammatical concept that we reviewed in class, is the conjunction and. In Bulgarian, there are two different ways to express the idea and. And Bulgarian is famous for having very long sentences. We discussed that during our Zoom meeting as well. So, for example, what does that idea of two meanings of and is? The best way to learn that is by an example. Milena и Димитър пътуват за София. Milena and Dimitar are traveling to Sofia. Simple sentence, easy to understand. This is where the second and comes in that second statement sentence now. Milena пътува за София, а Veselin пътува за Габрово. Milena is traveling to Sofia and Veselin is traveling to Gabrovo. I would like to give a couple of more examples here to understand that concept of a what does another and means, which in Bulgarian is translated with a instead of e. Аз уча английски, а Lisa учи френски. I am learning English and Lisa is learning French. Megan свири на пиано, а Lisa свири на цигулка. Megan is playing the piano and Lisa is playing the violin. Now we're going to switch back to Zoom and see how we did on the exercises covering some of these grammatical concepts.
Okay. Lisa и аз. We is, I have to like think through the conjugation, so I'm trying
That's
to
okay.
think.
Yeah, that's okay.
Iskame, we want.
Yes, very good, Iskama.
Okay. Iskame, food. I'll go with that
You
one.
can say cafe. You can say cafe.
Okay. Cafe. Tea.
Remember the sh sound for T, the ending, always. Sh. Iskash.
Iskash, yes. Tea is kush. Riba.
Oh, perfect. Yes, that's great. So did you get that? Because that is used a lot. Sometimes you can even sit in a restaurant and people are like, ti какво искаш? And you, what do you want, right? So аз искам, I want fish, I want the steak, I want so and so. Ti какво? This is going to be used a lot. And you used it excellent. So
Thank you.
yes. So now we're going to page 23. And we're going to practice the verb to be. We're going to do that second exercise because that one practices the verb to be. And, Lisa, I don't know if it would be fair for me to ask you to practice maybe, let me see. Maybe you can do number 3, Lisa, because that would just be awesome. I am. Okay.
Oh, on 22. Okay.
Yeah, we're on page 22. Yeah, I'm sorry. Stranica. Page. New word of the day. Stranica. I'm
Stranica.
introducing sometimes the words with the letters that I'm going to teach in the next lesson because it has the letter ts. And that's another sound that foreigners cannot pronounce. Stranica, page. We're not going to worry about the numbers now, but we're na stranica 22. 22. Dve is 2. But let's just focus on stranica now because it has s, t, r, a. Stra, n, i, c, a. Stranica. Stranica is a difficult word. So from now on, I'm not going to say page, I'm going to say stranica. Okay, so let's start with the first one here from Angel. Megan, we're going to start with you.
Okay.
It says fill in the blanks with the correct verb form.
Are we just doing the to be? Is that what we said?
We're going to just do the to because it practices the verb to be. Yes.
Okay. So, Angel e od Sofia?
Angel e od Sofia. How would you say he is from Sofia? You know, I always elevate it. I always have to make it harder. So.
Toy e od Sofia?
Toy od Sofia, yes. So what I recommend you do, you write that down, and when you go home, you write the same thing like what I do here, because you're going to practice the verb to be. Angel e od Sofia, and when you handwrite, you don't need to handwrite the way it's in the textbook. That's very difficult. You can just handwrite it the way it's here. Angel, you're just going to copy that. Angel e od Sofia, and then you're going to scroll up with the verb to be, and you're going to say how to write Toy e od Sofia, and then you're going to need to have espresso, because that's what after this exercise, Lisa. After this lesson, probably you will. Anyway, so let's do number 2, Megan.
Okay.
You read that name so well. I enjoy it.
Milena e Dimiter. So that is they.
Yes.
Is sa.
Yeah.
Sa od Varna.
Okay. And then when you write that at home, you're going to say Milena I Dimiter sa od Varna, and then you're going to write te sa od Varna. They are, because that will, repetition is the mother of all knowledge. You have heard that, right? Repetition is the mother of all knowledge. That's a Bulgarian saying, but it's translated like that. Basically, we learn by repeating things over and over again, especially with Cyrillic. Now, Lisa, you're going to do number 3, and here we already learned kade, where. Od kade is from where, because od is from.
Okay, so
the first, what is this?
But it's going to say I am from, but
yes, az is
od kade, some.
Az, od kade. I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Az, od kade, some.
Very good. Az od kade sam. Now, I hope we never reach the stage where we ask this question.
Where am I from?
Right.
So with this one,
yes.
Why are we not adding in the li?
Because you have utkade. Your question word is already utkade.
Okay.
You're going to add li if, let's say, asam pulina. As pulina lisam? You said, if I reach a point in my life where I have to ask, terrible. But I'm giving you an example. T.C. Megan. T. Megan Lisi. U. Informal. Vi este Lisa. Lisa Puelma. Via Lisa Puelma liste. Okay. In this case, you're just gonna say as откъде съм, because you already have откъде. You already have that question word here, from where. So you don't need another. You might say аз откъде ли съм? This is more like poetic. From where I'm from. You can ask that, but that's really means have no clue where I'm from, you know.
Okay.
You can see that. Той откъде ли е? Where is he from? I don't know. Like, it's just like, you can do that, but that's more like, it's different, completely different meaning. Like, you're really lost.
Okay.
Right. So let's do Megan number 4.
Okay. VA.
Here is the Li part. You see this?
Yes. I saw it in the next one, so that's why I was curious. VA at America Li Sme?
Ste.
Ste. Ste.
Yeah. Because vi este.
Vi ste. Yes.
Vi este.
Yes.
Vi este is a second person plural. You, both of you, y'all, and also formal. Vi este.
Vi ste.
Let's just repeat that one more time. Lisa i Megan. Lisa i Megan. Вие сте студентки. Аз съм учителка. I'm speaking to you in a formal way, Lisa. Lisa, вие студентка ли сте? You would answer me, да, аз съм студентка.
Да, аз съм студентка.
Excellent, yes. So let's do number 5, Alisa, because you can do that. And that is student here.
Ти, студент, лиси.
Excellent. T student, Lisi. And let's do number 6.
Te at Sophia Li. Te sa.
Yeah, let's go back to number 6. We missed number 6.
Oh, my bad. Okay. Nie sme studentki.
Те от София, Lisa.
Yes, Teo Sofia Lisa. Now here I want to correct you. Sofia is pronounced Sophia, not Sophia.
София.
And a lot of people call it Sophia. It's pronounced Sophia. Yes. So I just want to, Megan has been there. How many times has been to Sophia?
Maybe like 5 times, but I was just there for 2 months. So some of them it's long chunks of time.
Okay, so yeah, Sofia is pronounced Sophia, and Te od Sofia Lisa. Are they from Sofia?
We're going to have a little grammar review stop, and we are going to make sure we understand how they are, tesa, is used in Bulgarian. When we say they, we can refer to a group of male students, te. When we say they, te, we can refer to a group of female students as well. And they, te, also we can refer to a to a group of mixed female and male students. The pronoun they, te, tesa, is pretty much gender neutral. The second thing I wanted you to pay attention in our lesson today, which would be important for you to know once you go to Bulgaria, would be the word for doctor, which is lekar. And we can say lekar for both male and female. We can say she is a doctor, tja e lekar, and we can say he is a doctor, toi e lekar. Sometimes people can refer to the female version of lekar, which would be lekarka, which you might hear in Bulgarian as well. The second grammatical concept I want to draw your attention to is the difference. Here you see actually in Bulgarian, на български, разлика, which means difference, между, between, казвам се и аз казвам. What is the difference between казвам се и аз казвам? Аз казвам is first person singular conjugation of the verb казвам, which means to say. Аз казвам, ти казваш, той казва, ние казваме, вие казвате, те казват. Please go ahead and conjugate this verb as a practice in your exercise notebook. The second phrase, казвам се, literally means my name is. So when you meet someone, you want to say what your name is, you use this phrase. Казвам се. Аз се казвам Полина. Тя се казва Лиса. Her name is Lisa. Той се казва Димитър. His name is Dimitar. This is how we use the phrase казвам се. Now let's go back to Zoom and see how we practiced those concepts.
Лекар ли сте? Да, а вие и аз.
Okay, yes. So, are you a doctor? Yes. And you? Yes, me too. That is basically what that is saying. Let's try the second one. Megan, can you read because it has to travel, the verb пътувам.
За къде пътувате?
Dnes. What is dnes? Remember we mentioned it. Dnes
Dnes.
means today.
Dnes. Can you pronounce that again?
Yes, dnes.
За къде пътувате? A te is you formal or you all. So it's saying, did you all travel today? Or did you formal travel today?
Yes, it actually.
Or are you traveling?
It's actually asking where to.
Okay.
Because you have къде, which means where. Къде. Къде means where. So за къде, to where пътувате днес. To where you're traveling today. And then the answer is?
За Варна. И вие ли? Yes.
Yes. Now, so Lisa, let's try to read that number 3, the first sentence.
Elena и Liliana
Yes.
са студентки,
Yes.
а Мария и Искра.
That's excellent. That's one very difficult female name, which has skr, 3 consonants together. Yes. Milena и Liliana са студентки, а Мария е Искра. Okay, and then?
И Мария е студентка, а Искра не е студентка. Тя
Yeah, that's a hard one.
Prepodavate. Wait.
Yes, yeah.
Prepodavatelka.
Very good. Тя е преподавателка. Преподавам is преподавам is to teach. Преподавам, but it's more like to teach at the university. You can say school too, but преподавателка is someone who is a professor at the university. Преподавателка, because if it's at school level, it's going to be a teacher. So, тя е преподавателка, means she is maybe lecturer is a good translation in English, you know. Now, if it's a male, it will be той е преподавател. Okay, so the ka, we see how prepodavatel, that will be without the ka. So if you take the ka out, will be toi e prepodavatel. Okay, and then let's practice number 4. Megan, as?
Аз казвам. Как се казвате? Той казва. Казвам се Ангел. А вие? Аз казвам. И аз се казвам Ангел.
Yeah, so here they're practicing 2 ways of казвам and казвам се. Now, here is number 5, and this is just a little bit different. We use какво. That's a very important word, какво, which means what. And какво, here is какво казваш. So obviously you can say that if I don't hear you, Lisa, I'll say, what are you saying? Какво казваш? Какво каза? More like here will be used in a past tense, but we haven't learned that yet. Какво каза? Не те чух. Какво каза? But we're learning the verb in a present tense. That's why it's какво казваш? What are you saying? So I want Megan to read that answer under какво казваш, the number 5. So the first one,
Казвам истината?
Истината.
Истината.
Истина, okay. Истина means truth. Here for the first time, истина means truth, a new word of the day. Here for the first time, you're seeing, you're not going to like that. You're going to see where the definite article in Bulgarian goes. It goes after the word. So basically that sentence means I am saying the truth. And the truth, and the is this here. So they're giving you a small glimpse of where the definite article goes. So казвам истината. Искам, I'm just going to give you a very small example. Искам, I want кафето. Okay, so the definite article has to match the gender of the noun too. So истината, истина is a noun of a female gender. That's why the definite article would be ta. But we are not going to go into that now. They're just giving you a small glimpse. Okay. And then the last one, Lisa, can you read that?
Как се казваш?
Как се казваш?
Как се казваш? Казвам се Ivan.
Казвам се
Ivan.
Ivan, yes. Казвам се Иван. Казвам се Полина. Казвам се Megan. Okay, you're gonna do that at home. Sentences for translation.
Next, we are moving to page 28. Our Zoom got interrupted and we couldn't quite finish this in class, so I'm going to go ahead and record this here. Page 28, страница 28. Кореспонденция, correspondence. Бойко Атанасов е лекар. Бойко Атанасов is a doctor. Калина Атанасова е учителка. Kalina Atanasova is a school teacher. Те са от София. They are from Sofia. И Bob Mitchell е лекар. Bob Mitchell is a doctor too. Той е от Сан Франциско. He is from San Francisco. А сега пътува за София. And now he's traveling to Sofia. Now here we see two of the grammatical concepts that we covered. One is the third person plural te sa. Te sa refers to Бойко и Kalina Атанасови. And the next grammatical concept is а сега пътува за София. That is that second and, which in Bulgarian is translated as a. Господин Атанасов, аз се казвам Робърт Мичел. Mr. Атанасов, my name is Robert Mitchell. Лекар съм. I'm a doctor. Приятел съм на Джон Грин. I am John Green's friend. Той е учител в София. He is a teacher in Sofia. Познава госпожа Атанасова. He knows Mrs. Атанасова. Скоро пътувам за София. I am traveling to Sofia soon. Вие сега в София ли сте? Are you in Sofia now? И вие, казва Джон, сте лекар. You too, says John, are a doctor. Значи, ние сме лекари. So, we are doctors. Много интересно. Very interesting. За съжаление, аз разбирам само малко български. Unfortunately, I understand Bulgarian only a little bit. For the next time, I'd like for you to write a small, simple paragraph similar to this. Please try to use nouns and verbs that we already learned. You need to answer questions like, what is your name? What is your profession? Who is your friend? Where are you traveling to? You need to ask a question. You need to use phrases like very interesting. And I think the last sentence, unfortunately, за съжаление, аз разбирам само малко български, I understand Bulgarian only a little bit, is a good thing to copy that sentence down and to learn it by heart, because you might have to use it one day. If you have any questions, feel free to email me. For today, this concludes our lesson. Please do refer to the glossary, the vocabulary at the end of lesson 1, where all of these new words, phrases, verbs and nouns, everything that we learn in this lesson should be translated. There should be an English version of it and a Bulgarian translation. And until next time.